5 pieces of advice to ignore after relation/marriage breakup. Breakups hurt, and they might take more duration than most of us would want to accept to get over. Besides, the closest people to you will probably turn you for a piece of advice, encouragement, and support. Remember, what worked for your family member or friend might fail to work for you. It is vital to always take advice from your friends with a grain of salt. You cannot expect your friends to experience the exact situation and pain you may be having. Therefore, the following guide will help us understand the 5 pieces of advice we should ignore after a breakup. Here are the 5 pieces of advice to ignore after relation/marriage breakup. Before we get to any of that, please make sure you leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified every single time we post a new video, since that's by far the best way to support the channel. Now that that's out of the way, let's roll the tape. Number 1. Your partner never loved you. Besides, your family and friends may feel bad on behalf after seeing you recalling the mistreatment incidents and experience intense pain and heartache. They all love you, and they feel your pain also. However, they may reach a point of convincing you that your ex never loved you, but all you need is to ignore this type of pieces of advice. Honestly, if you feel unloved, that does not simply mean that there was nothing meaningful between you both. Why would then partners commit themselves to each other for an extended period? Romantic relationships/marriages are complicated, though it can't simplify that your ex didn't get or observe anything distinctive in you. Number 2. Avoid huff. There's many individuals who will eventually advise you to push those feelings aside. Do not consider the past. Do not dwell on your ex-partner. People have passed worse than you. All these opinions, their opposite is exact. It's very reasonable if you allow yourself to feel the hurt, sadness, and loneliness regardless of the fact. Let it go. It's obvious to pass all range of feelings when processing the loss of relationship or marriage. Besides, the only technique to deal with emotions without getting overwhelmed or forcefully pushing them is setting aside a period to concentrate and feel on them every day. As time elapses, you can naturally move on. Number 3. Moving on. In most cases, while different people mourn the loss of their marriages and relationships, many friends will probably advise that you must admit moving on. Besides, it's very abnormal to expect you to be moving on as soon as you break up. Your body and brain require ample time to accept that loss. Some people rapidly get into another relationship or make significant changes in their lives, all with the effort to forget the pain and move on. Purchasing new houses, getting new occupations, and making big purchases. All these are among people's advice and cannot wholly help you get away from the breakup pain. All you need is to admit the process of letting it go, to happen slowly at your own pace, rather than forcing it. With time, you will find yourself recovering, the pain fading away, and moving on naturally. Number 4. Forgive your ex-partner. When you are in painful moments, it is very common to hear from your family and friends the word forgive, but after listening to them, avoid working on their advice immediately. Forgiveness is something that might come later, that you naturally recognize as present and reflect. It means you cannot force it to happen. It's significantly by feeling open, processing the anger, and eventually get support from others that will let that resentment and agitation disappear. Otherwise, when you feel ashamed to speak it out or believe you're superior, then the hurt, anger, will still be your friend who is not at all that health. Number 5. Avoid calling or contacting your ex. The advice is mostly used by family members or friends when grieving your previous breakup. However, in some cases it is essential and of help to process your ex-partner about the cause of the rupture. But first, get access to it. if you both are capable of contacting each other. Besides, sometimes when you get in touch with your ex reminds you that nothing left between you and you require quitting any connection. Otherwise, rushing to delete all the connections that kept you in touch rapidly, you may later have regrets that may cause you to self-criticize and obsess about being too speedy. Besides, be attentive to the feeling you experience after maybe getting, seeing, or contacting your ex. Feeling worse after reaching your ex, you should take those feelings severe, since they might be alerting you of the time to pull back. However, if you sense better or get something cherished from communication, it might not be the right time. Final thoughts. As a result, put the above precarious pieces of advice into consideration, in case you are passing such a situation, or maybe aid a friend who is passing relationship or marriage breaks up. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you leave a like, a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to be notified every single time we post a new video, since that's by far the best way to support the channel. See you in the next one.